Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, September 30th, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. Moderate Democrats derail President Biden's economic agenda. The NBA unveils COVID penalties for unvaxxed players. Vatican City mandates jabs for all who go there. A new study shows how badly Americans are addicted to smartphones. Also ahead, is President Biden actually lying to us? But first, the White House struggling to unite Democrats as Mr. Biden's economic plan stalls. Some Democrats in Congress cannot agree on anything. Infrastructure, tax rates, climate change, childcare, on and on and on and on. Since taking office in January, the president has called for $1 trillion in new spending, which is insane. The bloated budget causing the nation's inflation rate to hit the highest level in 2 decades. The National Basketball Association announcing new rules for players who refuse to get vaxxed. Athletes will be forced to miss games because some local jurisdictions are mandating vaccination. And if they do miss a game, they're not going to get paid, so says the league. All unvaxxed athletes would also be subjected in the NBA to COVID testing and forced to eat their meals in isolation. The Vatican now requiring all employees, including the highest members of the Catholic Church, to be vaccinated or subjected to severe penalties. Those without the proper documents will be deemed unjustly absent and forfeit their salaries. About 900 people live in Vatican City, which is a country. The Catholic Church has more than 5,000 full-time employees there. New rules are expected for millions of tourists who plan to visit the Vatican this Christmas. Study published by Fox News says a typical American checks his or her, sorry about the pronouns, smartphones 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. The stat even higher for teens and young adults. The poll also says 80% sleep with the phones less than 2 feet from their face. Doctors say the habit is terrible for your sleep cycle. Typical adult now awakened twice each night by notifications from the phone, such as, "You are a dunderhead." In a moment, the accusation that President Biden is lying to us. Right back. How much equity do you have in your home? Cybercrime experts alerting homeowners that the more equity you have, the greater the chance criminals will target you. Home title theft is one of the fastest growing crimes in the USA, and Home Title Lock, America's leader in home title protection, is warning homeowners that you may already be a victim and not know it. Here's how. Cyber thieves search hundreds of public databases for high-quality homes. They find your home's online title, forge your signature stating you sold your home, then take out loans with your equity. Insurance or common identity theft programs do not cover you. So, register your address now to see if you are already a victim, I hope not, and receive a complete title history of your home. A $100 value free. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com, HomeTitleLock.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. This morning I was on the Bernie and Sid program on our flagship station WABC in New York. And I was asked whether President Biden is lying to the American people. As a journalist, I use precise language. I rarely call someone a liar unless I can prove that the person knows the truth and is falsifying it for personal gain. So, is President Biden a liar? Well, the evidence says he is, but what about his state of mind? I'll get to that in a moment. Here are the facts. In an interview with Good Morning America on troop withdrawal from Afghanistan, it went like this. George Stephanopoulos to the president. Your top military advisors warned against withdrawing on this timeline. They wanted to keep 2,500 troops. Biden: no, they didn't. It was split. That wasn't true. Stephanopoulos: your military advisors did not tell you, no, we should just keep 2,500 troops? Biden: no one said that to me that I can recall. Well, this week, the three top generals in the Afghan theater contradicted Mr. Biden. Said General Frank McKenzie, head of U.S. Central Command, quote, I recommended that we maintain 2,500 troops in Afghanistan. General Mark Milley, quote, my assessment was we should keep a steady state of 2,500 troops. So what say you, Joe Biden? So far, silence from the president. And what about the state of the Afghan army? On July 8, 2021, a reporter asked Mr. Biden, is the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable? Biden, quote, no, it's not. The Afghan troops have 300,000 well-equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable. Of course, the Taliban took over the country in about 20 minutes. Then there is the southern border crisis. But it's not a crisis, according to Joe Biden. Are you kidding me? This fiscal year, which ends tomorrow, more than 2 million foreign nationals will enter this country illegally. So, what is Biden saying to us? Nothing. How about raising taxes? President Biden, quote, I keep hearing in the press Biden's going to raise your taxes. Anybody making less than $400,000 a year will not pay a single penny in taxes. That's misleading. Everybody knows that when corporations pay more tax, they pass that cost to consumers. So everybody's going to pay more for everything. That is a roundabout tax. Finally, COVID. President Biden, quote, if you're vaccinated, you're not going to be hospitalized, you're not going to be in the ICU unit, and you're not going to die. Well, no. Crossover cases now number in the tens of thousands, and some people have died. So again, is President Biden consciously lying? I can't read his mind. I know one thing, he's misleading, and he's incompetent. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. For more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com and check out my book, Killing the Mob. In a moment, something you might not know. Are you looking for your next investment? Bill O'Reilly here. There are 7 reasons to look at the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized. Bonuses to 21% targeted. They strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people want to move to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk. Their short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns right now. NRIA is an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. So, if you've been sitting on the sidelines or want to diversify, start your due diligence at nria.net. Or you can call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 83 years ago today, the leaders of Great Britain, France, Italy, and Germany signed an agreement that allowed Adolf Hitler's army to occupy sections of Czechoslovakia. Back then, many hoped the document would avert another world war. In reality, it emboldened the Nazi leadership to commit even greater atrocities. Here's the story behind the Munich Pact. In the spring of 1938, Hitler began demanding the return of a German-speaking Czech region to the Third Reich. The dictator had already seized Austria with little opposition from other Europeans. The Czechoslovak government hoped England and France would intervene on its behalf, but British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain had other plans. On September 22nd, Hitler called for an immediate secession of the Sudetenland to Germany. For the next week, frantic negotiations took place in Munich, Germany, to decide the fate of Europe. On September 30th, 1938, Chamberlain and his crew formally appeased Hitler. The UK would not oppose the dictator's expansion. The Prime Minister then returned to England, telling a crowd at Buckingham Palace that he had achieved, quote, peace for our time. That statement would soon go down as one of history's gravest misjudgments. 6 months later, Adolf Hitler violated the Munich Pact and absorbed all of Czechoslovakia. The invasion forced Great Britain to issue a statement on Poland warning Germany not to invade that country. Hitler, of course, ignored the threat. 2 days later, England and France declared war on the Nazis, and World War II had begun. Violence would ultimately consume 28 countries, stretched from Great Britain to Russia, North Africa to Norway. In the end, Hitler's Germany would lose it all. Historians believe anywhere from 15 to 25 million people perished in Europe alone. It all began with appeasement on this day in 1938. Said Hitler at the time, quote, our enemies are not men of action, not masters. They are little worms. I witnessed that at Munich. Back after this. Chances are right now you can refinance your home loan and save $500 a month. It's true. Data shows 20% of homeowners are currently getting that savings. And it could be more, but only if you call American Financing. Because at American Financing, you're going to get a free mortgage review and learn about ways to save up to $1,000 a month. That adds up to $12,000 a year. Think of what you could do with that money. Invest it, pay off some debt, renovate, whatever you want, because it's your money and you deserve to have it. And you can pre-qualify right now by calling 888-462-9557. 888-462-9557. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.